Hey everyone, we've got one workout for you today with a little bit of a combination of everything. The workout for today is going to consist of 3 4-minute AMRAPs. There'll be a 2-minute rest break between each AMRAP. For the first 4 minutes, you'll complete as many rounds as possible of 20 banded deadlifts and 10 pike walks. The next 4-minute AMRAP will be 15 hip thrusts with a weight if you have one and 15 sit-ups. After that 4 minutes, you'll have another 2 minutes break before we go into the third and final 4-minute AMRAP. The final 4-minute AMRAP is 10 burpees and 10 bent over rows with your band. As you can tell, each AMRAP has its own focus, but we are essentially combining a range of different movements and using our entire body for this workout today. You'll be working for a total of 12 minutes with a few rests in there, but we're hopefully going to work at a really nice intense pace for each 4-minute block and then recover in our rest time. The equipment you'll need for today is a bench or a chair or something that you can pop your feet on for the pike walks. We're then also going to need our band, and then if you'd like to add weight to your hip thrust, you can have a small dumbbell or maybe a water bottle or something that you can find around your home that you can hold in your hips. Let's have a look at the movements for each AMRAP, starting with the first one being our deadlifts and our pike walk. Now we've done these banded deadlifts before, so they should be familiar, and we can build on this strength piece now. We're going to have our band doubled over, standing on the bottom, and then we're going to stand up each time with a nice flat back. Just as a friendly reminder, remember we want to make sure that our back is always upright as we hinge and tip over at the hip rather than rounding through the spine. If you feel at any point like your spine is rounding, just take a moment to reset, lift your chest up nice and tall, squeeze your shoulder blades back, and you should be set ready to go. Now the deadlift is just like this. At the top of each movement, you want to make sure that you stand up nice and tall and squeeze your glutes at the top, bringing your shoulders back behind your hips. Moving on to our second movement of this AMRAP is our pike walk. Now with your bench or your chair, you're going to pop your feet up, starting in a push-up position. From here, we'll walk our hands in as far as you feel comfortable and then walk them back out to the start. You'll notice that not only are your shoulders fatiguing, but your midline will be walking as you fold yourself in too. Let's have a look. We want to make sure that we maintain a really nice tight midline at all times. Our arms are locked out, and if you can get yourself all the way into a vertical position, that's ideal. But of course, stop wherever you feel comfortable. Now moving on to our second 4-minute AMRAP. For this second 4-minute AMRAP, we're going to be on the floor for the entire time. We've got our hip thrusts for 15 reps and our sit-ups for 15 reps. Let's have a look at each one. Our hip thrusts are working the glutes, so we want to make sure that we pop our weight in our hips as we essentially do a glute bridge position. We raise ourselves up nice and fast. Once you've done your 15 reps, we'll pop our weight to the side and we're going to perform our regular butterfly sit-up position. For this position, we bring the soles of our feet together, we reach all the way back until our shoulders and hands touch the floor, and then we sit up nice and fast, returning to touch the top of our toes. The key to maintaining a nice, strong and fast sit-up is to really push the feet together. That's going to help keep you stable as you move back and forth. Our final 4-minute AMRAP has our burpees and our bent over row. Again, movements that we're really familiar with now, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a refresher. Again, with the burpees, we're looking to touch the chest on the floor, keeping our body in a nice tight position. You can do this on your toes, or if you need to, you can have a nice light touch of your knees if you feel like your press is a little fatigued today. Once we've done our 10 burpees, we move on to our 10 bent over rows. We're going to set the band up just like we did for the deadlift, standing on the bottom, and then we're going to bring the band back by pulling our elbows back behind us. All right, that's all of the movements that we're going to use for today. I'll give you a moment to get all of your equipment together and let's get ourselves ready for this workout. All right, everyone, let's get ourselves ready to start. Make sure to start, we take the time to set ourselves up nice and tight for these deadlifts. There will be 20 to start. We want to make sure we're set in a nice tight position. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Great job, guys. Keep moving. You'll feel those muscles fatigue right away. Make sure you still take the time to set tight. Moving through. Halfway. Great job, guys. Keep going. We have 90 seconds until we finish this first 4-minute AMRAP. Best place to take a break on the pikes is when you're out in that push-up position. Take a moment to pause there, relax the muscles, and then start moving with little steps of the hands again. One minute. Make sure that back's staying nice and flat. You can feel the back of the legs working. Your upper back should feel nice and tight as you lower down and all the way up to the top. The glutes are squeezing at the top of every single deadlift. Great job, guys. Keep moving. All right, we're almost there. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, everyone, that's our first 4-minute AMRAP down. Hopefully you're able to move nice and fast, and now you can recover for 2 minutes before we get started on our second 4-minute AMRAP. As a reminder, our second AMRAP is going to be our hip thrusts and our sit-ups. So we're taking it down to the floor. We want to be moving nice and fast. The hip thrusts should be nice and tight with a big glute squeeze at the top of each one. Aim to go unbroken, 15 right through, and then move as fast as you can on the sit-ups. As always in our rest break, we want to check back in with our breath, try and relax all of our muscles, allow them to let go while they're not being used, but then priming our mind to get them ready to work again. All right, everyone, let's find our positions on the floor. We have 10 seconds. 5 seconds, let's do this. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Dig those heels into the floor as you squeeze up. Keep your upper back nice and tight on the floor. When you're done with your hip thrusts, put your weight straight to the side and let's get moving on those sit-ups. Squeeze the feet together. All the way up to the toes every time. That's it, keep moving, fast transitions. Back to the hip thrusts, squeezing the glutes up high. You're likely to feel your hamstrings at the back of your legs as well as your glutes. Great work, keep moving. The core will be burning as you approach that second round. Throw your arms forward as you sit up. That's halfway. We've got 2 minutes left of this AMRAP. That's it, as fast as you can. It's likely that you can go faster in this particular AMRAP than you think you can. Push the limits, don't be afraid to fail. You've got nothing to lose. That's it, keep moving, fast transitions. Back to the hip thrusts, squeezing the glutes up high. You're likely to feel your hamstrings at the back of your legs as well as your glutes. You want to make sure at the end of each one of these workouts that you feel absolutely maxed out and you've got nothing left in the tank. Final minute. Keep pushing. Okay, 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1, and rest there. All right, everyone, that's the end of our second 4-minute AMRAP. You've now got 2 minutes to rest and recover. Do as you did before, or maybe you need to do something else. If you have a water bottle on hand, you can have a small sip of water. We want to make sure that we are recovering to the best of our ability before we go into this final 4-minute AMRAP. Keep in mind the next one we're going to be jumping and moving around. Burpees are quite fatiguing, so make sure that you're ready to work hard and ready to accept however this feels. All right, everyone, 10 seconds. Let's get ourselves ready. 10 burpees, 10 bent over rows. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, let's work. Okay, big deep breath after you finish your first set of burpees. And then straight into 10 bent over rows. Keep the back nice and tight. Before you know it, you'll be back on the burpees. That's okay, it's only 4 minutes worth of work. Okay, big deep breath after you finish your first set of burpees. And then straight into 10 bent over rows. Keep the back nice and tight. Before you know it, you'll be back on the burpees. That's okay, it's only 4 minutes worth of work. Okay, big deep breath after you finish your first set of burpees. And then straight into 10 bent over rows. Keep the back nice and tight. Before you know it, you'll be back on the burpees. Five, 3, 2, 1, and time. Awesome work, guys. Stop where you are. Put anything down, all of your equipment out to the side. Now is the time to probably take a little walk around for a moment if you can, just for about 30 seconds or a minute, just until you collect your breath. Maybe pop your hands on your head. Once you've done that, take a moment to sit down, relax and recover, and be proud of another completed session on this Ultrahuman program.